I had to break it down, Barney style.
I mean, I don't know. When you say Goodwill, that's
I think
now,
now just talking things, bro. That's how they.
yeah. Now we're talking about somebody that's low. I presume low income. You know what I'm saying? If you go on a Goodwill like that,
I ain't got no intro. I ain't know we was doing no intro.
Bro,
You gonna all of a sudden come out with an intro and like, yo, do the intro. He didn't even tell me earlier today. He just typed it in the chat bar, do the intro.
So who is Zach Wilson, bro? I don't know these people from
just go live,
bro. Who
is Zach Wilson? He went to BYU.
Is he that good? Because he got drafted by the Jets, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get an intro, man. I had to change my face. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Is that too much?
Stop it, bro.
Welcome to the best show in the world. The best podcast in the world, the best YouTube channel in the world. A better understanding, where four gentlemen and sometimes my cranky old uncle come together to talk about everything under the sun. Politics, sports, culture, rap, hip-hop. We talk about everything. And the whole purpose of the show is for us and you to get a better understanding. Let's talk about it. We got everybody here. Everybody. Greg, what's happening?
What's happening?
Which one? You want to go by that name on there? Yeah. Mr. Comment?
I'm cool with that.
Mr. Comment. Say, his name is Kendrick, but we call him Tweety. What's happening, Tweety?
No. What's happening? What's happening?
Tweety is here. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Hat Gang got the throwback Tampa Bay Buccaneers hat on with the with nice little color on. That's a, you know what I'm saying? That's a fresh hat. I can't wear them like you do because you got that perfect round like egg head. I got all them, you know, my head like this.
Man, get on.
Fresh, come on. You put fresh on there. We got now the other host, the other part of this, the fourth man is the dude who always handling us about $7 funky $7. Malcolm, what's happening, Malcolm?
I ain't getting no receipt either, Malcolm.
Well, then
you ain't gonna get one because it ain't a legitimate purchase. He's just asking you for $7.
Come on. Hey.
Got me buying that case of water you drinking, huh?
Hey. First off, he gonna send them $7 in the memo talking about for the Better Understanding podcast. Like you don't know where that $7 going.
Yeah, Greg. Hey, Greg say he need that accounting check. Uncle Sam come knocking. What is $7
hey,
dog?
I'm finna say he trying to write it. He trying to use it as a write-off.
Hey, I do talk about legal things on here, so we got to earmark everything, brother.
Dude, you don't talk about nothing. Hey, listen, Uncle Sam, I ain't had nothing to do with it. Don't come for me. Yeah, don't come for me. Oh, I don't have a name, y'all, by the way. I'm just a guy. I don't go by a name. I'm just a guy. So don't try to find me.
Like Reggie Jackson, just a guy.
Yeah, I'm just a guy like Reggie Jackson. Don't try to find me. Don't worry about my name.
Throwing jabs at Reggie Jackson early. He ain't did nobody.
I can be your hero.
All three are Cowboy fans, right?
I'm a Cowboy fan. I can't speak for nobody.
Fan. You a Cowboy fan too?
I don't know what they did in the draft though. Did they get a linebacker?
I know they got that Penn State linebacker. He didn't play.
His name Michael something.
Michael Parsons.
Michael Parsons. He didn't play this year. He played last. He played in 2019. He didn't. He took the he took the COVID thing. He didn't play this past season. So
okay. But he's supposed to be good.
Right, he's supposed to be really good. I mean,
he was until he went to the Cowboys.
Do it when he get drafted, but when he did get drafted, I hear a lot of people saying the Cowboys got the best defensive player in the draft. Like, although I do feel like if
that's not who they wanted.
I feel like
that's who they drafted.
One of those top two corners was on the board, right, they would have took one of them first. But I've heard like Stephen A. Smith say they got the best defensive player in the draft.
Hold up.
What,
how many college football games you think Stephen A. Smith watched?
I can't speak for that. Bro, that's his job.
I don't know. All of them.
I don't know. That's that man's job is to report on sports. I can't tell you what he do in his house. I don't know. You're not gonna get me to go down that road, man. But nah, he ain't the only one. It's, I think what's his name, Louis Riddick. I think that's what I think.
Okay, now Louis really say something. I'll put a little bit more weight.
I heard him give a big cry. Like he said he was a top defensive player. I'm not sure if he said he was the best defensive player in the draft, but a lot of people think the Cowboys really won with that pick, even though they do feel like, and I am too. I feel like if they would have had one of the top two corners, the Horn or
Surtain.
Yeah, Surtain, they would have got one of them. But since they were both gone,
Surtain.
I'm done. Patrick Surtain.
Surtain.
But I don't know. Like I would assume LJ know who Michael Parsons is. I always think.
What you think about what your team is? You the only
no
one.
idea.
What you say, Tweet?
You the only one that'll probably have a different view. You the only one that's not a Cowboy fan from what LJ say he a Cowboy fan. I don't know what Greg is. Greg, you a Cowboy fan? See, that's we three Cowboy fans. You the only one that's supposedly not. Although that's
I'm
how you talk.
objective though. I'm objective.
Oh, that's all I talk about.
I'm just talking about, he could probably tell us what he feel about a different team. Like what you think Minnesota, how you feel like Minnesota did.
Oh, we Super Bowl bound, baby.
That's your squad.
We got
you know what? When you say that, Tweety, about how teams did, I think one of the dumbest things that happened is people give draft day grades.
Oh, agree.
I mean,
I think it's based off positional need, though.
Well, I mean, that don't even matter because, I mean, excuse me. And the reason I say is and I know they do it because, like, it's always done every year. Like, every newspaper you probably in America, every large newspaper that has an NFL team in the draft, at some point over the next few days, they're going to give you a letter breakdown of every team and all that, blah, blah, blah. Right. So I know it's always done, but the reason I say it don't make no sense because you have no idea how those guys are going to perform.
That's true.
No idea. So you can't say that so-and-so team got
But you also
hey, well, what if everybody they draft be sorry, but they ain't getting no A?
That's true. But you also expect the number one pick to be better than the number 230th.
I don't expect nothing.
And I guess the only way they can grade it and it be justified is like Malcolm say, did you go after or did you get the best available at what your team needed versus just like you say, sometimes Cowboys get criticized for going for an offensive threat when they clearly don't need another one. So where when you address team needs, that's the only way.
You're saying they get it, you get an A for putting bodies in seats.
At this point, that's the only thing.
That's a waste of time. That's like saying what you basically saying is you gonna give your web coordinator a high five because they put the people at the table.
I mean, I guess that's the only way you can even say that because, like you just said, they have not performed on the field. So what?
I know that's all I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's stupid. I ain't giving them I ain't trying to back them up.
Okay, so do you think college recruiting rankings are stupid?
Who?
College recruiting ranking.
Oh, hell yeah. And I think I said this before, but mostly to at the professional level in terms of the guys we see talking about on TV. But I mean, if you look at half of these people that's doing these write-ups on these players and stuff like that, what the hell credentials do they have to be telling you they evaluate players and all that? They don't have nothing. They just either started a website or ESPN hired them or something like that. Now, some of these guys might have a coaching background. I can respect if you got a coaching background, boom. I can respect that if you got a coaching background.
Or a team executive or something like that.
Yeah, you got some kind of background in that kind of field or whatever. But if you just a guy, like I keep trying to say this over and over, journalist guys, all of a sudden, they think they experts in a sport. Well, I've been covering it 20 years. I've been reading the newspaper for 40 years, 30 years. I'm not an expert on journalism, even though I have a journalism degree. Right. Just as no much as it makes Skip Bayless or whoever that's a journalist, an expert on a particular sport, because they've been I've been covering football long and you've been alive. That don't mean nothing. That don't make you an expert. And you can't tell me you get in there and you watch film, repeat it, and you break it down and blah blah this, and you constantly try. But then you can't tell me I'm having a hard time believing in your evaluation skills. So no, I think those valuations at the college level are useless. And it's part of a bigger problem to me. I know we ain't coming here to talk about this. It's part of the bigger problem to me is adults exploiting youth to make money.
Yeah, but I mean, on the NFL level though, with the draft, I think I read it in an article or something. But you know, it's the NFL draft is just all about hope, selling hope. You know what I'm saying? You hopeful that your team will be good next year. You hopeful that they pick the right person, and we don't know what these players are gonna be. Like I say, I don't know who Zach Wilson is. I mean, shit, the Jets, they done drafted so many quarterbacks. Like, you know, what is he gonna be any different than what they've had? I highly doubt it.
That's also stupid. That's also stupid when people say that. They like, oh well, the Jets done drafted 10 quarterbacks before and they all failed. I mean, what does that have to do with anything? Just because those 10 failed don't mean the
I
11 is gonna
think
fail.
I agree with you, but
Unless you're
I
trying to,
agree with
unless
you.
you're strictly trying to say that they're not good quarterback evaluators. But that ain't what
Yeah,
most
I
people
think
say.
that's probably part of it, and
Yeah.
I agree with you because a lot, especially if it's different coaching staffs, it's hard
Yeah.
to, you know what I'm saying, really say that, and then different general managers, really hard to say that. But I think if you got the same coaching staff, and you know, and a head coach at least, you know, it's kind of can follow that pattern because maybe and it depends on what the deficiencies of that quarterback are. Maybe they're not just good at developing players. I don't know.
Yeah, I say that's the only thing
That's
I
my
can say.
thought.
That thing, man. Like, only way you can say and justify be like, oh well, they've been doing this bad for a long time is if even if you replace the coaching staff, like let's say you got the same scouts or the same, you know, like LJ said, developmental coaches or whatever. If that's a consistent and y'all always fail at a certain position, but let's say you usually you do good with linebackers, but you do horrible with quarterbacks and or wideouts or whatever. If it's the same coaching staff and the same people drafting, yeah, it might be a bad pattern. Like it's just something that, like, let's say they're like Malcolm does this well, but does this, he needs to work at this. That same thing. Like, but if it's a new coaching staff, then yeah, normally they usually try to bring in hope. Well, maybe this new GM will be able to bring in a quarterback. Like that's, they'll try to start it out like that until he started to show that he can bring in a quarterback too. And it's like, maybe it's the Jets or maybe it's the Bills or whoever, you know, maybe it's just the team. I don't know.
Greg,
But
how you don't know who Zach Wilson is? I told y'all about Zach Wilson his freshman year.
But don't act like Zach Wilson just turned it up out his whole college career though. Matter of fact, he almost lost his job last year.
I listen. I'm just telling you. I told y'all about Zach Wilson his freshman year. Maybe not y'all specifically, but if you go back to my Facebook page, you will see the tweet back in whatever year he was a freshman year, and I said y'all need to watch out for this young cat. Now I'm not saying he's gonna be good in the NFL because I didn't see him play at all last year, so I don't know how he's developed. But when he was a freshman, you could see it. Now I know a little bit about talent, just like y'all, some people said I was crazy last year. Whenever the year LSU won national championship, I saw them play that one game, and I said, "Ooh, that boy Joe Burrow, like I think it was the third game of the season." I said, that boy got something." Oh, it's just the third game. Okay, well, hey, listen, I'm just telling you what these eyes will tell me. That
Man,
boy
you must be
good.
talking in the
Anyway,
mirrors.
Did he get some O-line help in the draft? I mean, it was controversial. He took Chase.
See,
So.
there you go, Greg. See, now you talking about they'll be winning the draft if they drafted O line, but now he got his boy back. He got Jamar Chase. That's
You
who.
know,
Well, that's who they went with in the first.
He blew his knee out with no protection. Like that's kind of critical. Don't he need to be protected?
need to throw the ball.
I
Don't
would think
throw it
so.
yourself. I'm going to watch them two play. I want to see what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be exciting to watch if you stay upright. You know what I'm saying?
So, like, to give you an example, I haven't looked at it like how they graded the Bengals first round, but I would think most people probably gave Bengals an A minus for drafting Jamar Chase. But if they would have drafted Penei Sewell, it would have been A plus. Just taking a guess.
Based upon need. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they need. I mean, trust me, they need receivers too. It ain't like the Bengals got a lot of talent.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But they would probably say the left tackle is a bigger need than the wide receiver position because they do got Tyler Boyd and can't think of old dude name, but they do got two decent receivers.
Crazy how team success and just the outlook on the team can change so drastically in the NFL. It seemed like 2 years ago, the 49ers was like just the talk of the town. You got Jimmy G at quarterback. He's supposed to be all this and that. You know, John Lynch is a GM.
It was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then now, like,
Mhm.
what are they doing? You know what I'm saying?
They had a ton of injuries last
Let's
season.
talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Parity, like football
Yeah.
is like
know, you know the difference. You know, want to really know what the difference is?
What is it?
Jimmy G being healthy. Because the 1 year he was healthy, they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the other 2 years that he was there, he
Well, I
wasn't
mean,
healthy. And
it looks like they've turned the page on Jimmy G.
and they have. This is crazy. This is the crazy thing. So you got Kyle Shanahan, the quarterback, quote unquote guru, right? He's supposed to be able to take any quarterback and make them into whatever.
I know where you're going. Let you
And
finish.
I don't know where that came from either.
No, I ain't worrying about the image is one thing, but I'm gonna let Malcolm finish. Go ahead. I'm gonna try to throw some holes in that one. Go ahead.
I mean, hey, he had RG3 first year, right? RG3
Healthy.
was what he was.
Right.
Then he got Kirk Cousins, even though RG still is halted by Kirk Cousins still playing, and he holding headsets and hats. Then he got Kirk Cousins to do whatever he's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
On the Matt Ryan, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
he go get Jimmy G, and he's supposed to have, quarterback guru, quarterback whisperer.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy G get hurt. All of a sudden, he's stuck with Nick Mullins.
Okay.
And some other folks, and they don't look too hot. So is it the quarterbacks that are doing this, or is it Kyle Shanahan coaching them up?
If you ain't got the talent to stand up to what's on the field, you just ain't got it. So like you say now, when he had a healthy Jimmy G, were they not in the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Okay, I think that's a good thing for him. That means he say when the quarterback is healthy, when he's available, and he got all his tools, but I can't coach him if he on the bench. But I can't coach you on the bench. Like you hurt, I can coach you.
But he also blew 2 double-digit leads in the Super Bowl too.
Hey, he did that. You said quarterback guru. You never said nothing about being a head coach as far as managing game management.
Exactly. So his damn job.
You said quarterback
guru.
So his job needs to be on the line because he's an offensive coordinator. He's not a great head coach.
That's totally different. He wasn't the head coach. Quarterbacks.
He wasn't the head coach for the Falcons. Can we put that on him? He wasn't the head coach for the Falcons.
Yes, he only ran the ball 4 times in the whole season.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Fuck you at 45 and run the ball 4 times in a half.
Hey, that's more about play calling and game management.
That's how he do now.
You said quarterback coaching, though. You were talking about the quarterback performances. When you have healthy and talent, he's saying I can turn that into you looking great. Cause like you say, Jimmy G was the talk of the town.
Last time I checked, Matt Ryan and Kirk Cousins still putting no numbers after Kyle Shanahan left.
Cousins got a guarantee. He got to be with the fair quarterback to get a guaranteed contract.
I ain't talking about his money. I said last time I checked, both of them quarterbacks still putting up numbers after he left.
So I'm saying, did he not teach them at one point in time?
Hey, they say.
And did they not put up numbers when he had them?
They say Tom Brady.
But did they put up numbers when he had them?
Yeah.
Well, then how can you criticize the quarterback play with him then? Now, if you talk about what he did to blow a game, that's game management and play calling. But you said the quarterbacks performed with him. So with the quarterback guru,
Nick Mullins did.
Holes. Huh?
Nick Mullins did.
He's sorry. If you ain't got talent,
trying to tell you Jimmy G sorry.
Let me ask y'all this. In NFL,
I said Kyle Shanahan's trying to tell you Jimmy G sorry.
Oh, he probably just trying to tell you Jimmy G stay hurt so much I can't coach that.
Do they open free agency in the NFL before the draft or after the draft?
Yes.
July 1st.
No. Free agency.
Open free agency.
Damn near been open. Like there's people that's barely like unsigned. Free agency started a long time ago.
Okay.
I tell you where
I asked that because the NBA was talking about switching theirs because the NBA typically have they draft first and then they have free agency, like LJ said, July 1st after.
Okay, that's what my date was. My bad.
Yeah, but the NBA is thinking about switching it. So I'm just wondering,
Well, I know the NFL, I ain't gonna say they it's like they tampering rule don't exist after a certain point in time, but when can they officially sign? Like, cause you hear about deals being done in principle, but I can't sign until such and such. So I think
you
that
The
already
league year
signed.
start March 1st, don't it?
you said
I
the year
want to
starts
say
March
1st.
1st.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I don't know. Y'all in the weeds.
There's
Y'all in
definitely
the weeds. So yeah, NFL,
17th.
man. So listen, let me ask y'all something.
March 17th.
okay.
March, man, y'all made me lose my train of thought. No, I'm looking at it right now. What y'all think about what happened with Lee Ball? I'm sorry, LeBron. This is about LeBron James.
Uh-oh.
What? Or are you talking about the initial statement? You talking about the police folks saying?
What does Greg say that one more time, Greg?
I'm just saying, like he's been.
Well, I couldn't finish because you started talking.
Well, what specifically to LeBron James? Because he's been in the news quite a bit with these, tweets and comments back and forth.
It's kind of these two things kind of go hand in hand, right? So y'all know, what was the last week? I think it was last week when the little girl up in Ohio, wherever she is, whatever her name is, she got shot by the police.
Whatever her name is.
Yeah, I say
Right.
whatever her name. I don't know her, so I'm not going to just be sitting here trying to memorize her name. I don't know her. Nothing personal to her and her family. Condolences, but I'm just saying I don't know.
Oh,
They don't know. They ain't gonna be trying to quote the name of my kids correctly. Anyways, whenever that dude from Minnesota got convicted, the little girl got killed the same day. LeBron tweeted out accountability or something. Accountability, then you next, and then a picture of the police officer who at that time was suspected of firing the shots that killed a young lady. Now it came out. Then LeBron kind of, just like DJ Unk said, he took that tweet and it was inside and he tried to walk it out. He tried to take that thing out. He deleted it. Immediately. That was whack, huh? I know it sounded good up here, but when it came out, I was like, oh, that was kind of like. Anyway, he caught some flack. He caught some flack. Then he took it down. He explained why he took it down. Now the police union, the LAPD, want the league to investigate. Greg, you wanted to talk about it.
I didn't read the article. What do they want him to be investigated for?
Because they said he incite his words.
Same thing. Yo, person you voted for did.
President Trump got investigated for inciting violence against the police. They say his words. You're next, holding you accountable. The fact that he got over 5 million followers or something like that.
Great.
They feel like his tweet was inciting violence against the police force, so they want him investigated.
Trump gave a whole 2-hour speech.
Man, don't talk about Donald Trump. Let's focus on LeBron.
Trump started in like October or November of last year. January 6th, be there. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was this whole run up to January the 6th. But go ahead.
You got a point. But y'all was also upset when he said stand by and whatever the hell he said.
Who are y'all?
Stand down, stand by.
Now, let me clarify my position. I think what LeBron did and said on Twitter was stupid. He need to come back and he need to say, hey, guys, I was wrong. I was dumb. I should never did that. And really, I mean, he does. I know we've been talking a lot about influence. He does have a lot of influence, right? Somebody.
Wait. We got to clear. Not over black people, though. They will agree. Not over black people. We'll get to that one. You got to walk that block.
So somebody crazy might go after this police officer, but I mean, look, we've been down this road a lot in this country with all these different police shootings, and we can dissect it a whole bunch of different ways. But anytime, to me, you have a police shooting, and the police come out and they release the video in less than 24 hours, like they did in this case, that tells you that they think like, hey, we ain't do nothing.
Are you talking about LeBron or national police?
I'm talking about this specific situation, right? He came out, he tweeted what he tweeted. That video came out instantly, and then he took it back. It was just dumb for him to come and take that position from the first place without having any of the critical facts. And we still getting facts.
Hey, I just want to let y'all know that somebody clapped at him and he ain't clapped back because he already know what's up. OJ told him wait for the facts, and I ain't hear him reply nothing back to the juice.
Yeah, you know why he ain't flying back to the juice.
Duke got body.
9 years for going all up in you for trying to go on somebody's job about a trophy. About a trophy. Imagine what he'll do for something else. He got 9 trying to go on somebody's job over a
Somebody
trophy.
clapped back at the juice for LeBron though.
Oh, man, you know,
Boosie.
you talking about what
Boosie clapped back. He told OJ.
Listen, I like Boosie, man. Boosie funny, but
yeah,
LeBron, you was wrong, man. I'm just gonna say it. I know Greg tried to dance around it, try to national police referendum, and we need to have more black police. Nah, man, you was wrong, brother. And the only reason I say you was wrong, I'm saying you're wrong because if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. Now you are authorized to have a wrong opinion. If you want to be wrong, that's all. But here's what I'm gonna say, and I say this about all of these incidents where black people, black men in particular, seems to be always black men getting killed by police officers. As Greg said, you just gotta wait for the information to come out. You don't just come out and just jump to a conclusion. And this is what I tell y'all all the time, not like I'm talking to y'all as my kids, but when these things happen and we do discuss it in our group chat, the first thing I generally say is, well, let's kind of just, see what comes out and blah, 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 before you kind of like just jump out the window. Because, a lot of times we all know, especially on social media, with videos can be edited. Not saying that people manipulate, but like, if it's a 20, 30, 1 minute encounter and you see 5 seconds of the video, that might not show the totality of the situation. And then a lot of times in the beginning, in social media especially, people just be saying anything. When a little girl called the police, and then, come out somebody, the little girl grandmama, or I don't even know, I really don't understand the family dynamic because is a foster home, so I'm not sure if it was like the grandmama, like the real grandmama, or like the foster grandmama. But
I don't know, man. There's so much stuff that you hear, man. There's so many random people making Facebook posts, and I know them, and I live in the neighborhood, and wait till the facts come out, and it was her little sister that called the police.
Yeah,
because they were trying to jump on her, and I don't know, man.
LeBron, man, I ain't even gonna tell you to stay out of stuff because you grown, you do whatever you want to, but. I feel like that as somebody who seems to be who comes off as somebody who tries to do the right thing. This is just publicly. I don't know LeBron. I'm just saying how he comes off publicly. He try to do the right thing. He seems to try to be methodical and process oriented and logical in terms of the way he tries to think about things. In terms of when you hear him present things to the public, they seem to generally be well thought out. So you need to understand and keep in mind the influence you have across this nation and understand that your words carry weight. And so, you're going to have some people that just going to assume that LeBron said this dude did it, so he did it. Regardless, they don't realize. Damn, I ain't going to go into that, but.
Have any one of y'all seen the tape?
What tape?
Like the video of what, the girl getting shot or whatever by the police officer?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, I mean, for LeBron to come out and say what he said, and I don't even think the video was out at that point in time.
That's what I'm saying.
And don't get me wrong. What I'm gonna say is I don't think that the law officer was wrong as far as legally with what he did, or morally, whatever you want to call it. I don't think he was wrong. I do say that I'm glad he's accurate, because he could have easily shot the girl that was about to get stabbed. Like, it seemed like he was like in a direct line of both of them.
He go Monday morning quarterback.
No, I'm just saying, that's what everybody doing, LJ. Nobody was there. Everybody's Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah, I'm Monday morning quarterback.
Yes,
so
you are.
I ain't Monday morning quarterback. No.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Sweetie? Based upon that situation, what should have occurred?
No, I ain't gonna say what should have occurred. I think what should have occurred happened. He saved that other girl's life. What I think a lot of people wish would have happened, since he wasn't the one in immediate danger, is that he probably could have tased her.
But what if she killed old girl?
I mean, hell, what if she killed her? I just feel like I don't see too many people being able to, finish their. I've seen some, but not too many people finish their motion after they get tased. And I've seen people finish their motion after they get shot. So just because she got shot don't mean she couldn't have killed that girl. That don't mean nothing.
On that, that's why people, I think it's dumb when people say, okay, he could have shot her once, not 4 times.
No, say that, you Mac, you low. Say it again.
I said, I think that's the dumb thing when people say, okay, maybe he should have just shot her once instead of 4 times. Like,
well, that's why I say I ain't gonna say what should have happened. Like I said, what
you just did.
No, I didn't.
You just said why you couldn't tase him.
I didn't say that, LJ. You didn't listen to nothing. I said what should have happened. I said what people probably wish could have happened. I didn't say that's what the officer should have did. I said what should have happened. He said
you just argue, Greg.
Those were my exact words.
Yeah, I know you're right. That's what you said, but I'm saying you sound like that was your opinion because you argue Greg down when he was talking about the other stuff.
All I'm saying, bro, I can play devil's advocate and not literally mean it myself, bro. I'm just trying to.
You gotta adjust. You gotta say that. Otherwise, it sounds like that's what you're saying.
I have to say that, bro. I can just really be trying to. LJ, can I just have an argument for argument's sake, bro? Just to see where the man's mind is at? Golly.
I don't know, man. To me, I'm just looking at what occurred objectively. If I'm putting myself in a position of that police officer, shut up, man. If I put myself in the shoes of that police officer, and I'm thinking, okay, what am I to do? I don't know how I come to a different conclusion. Well, I don't know about the 4 shots and all, but
I mean, I guess that kind of goes back to what LJ said about if certain people gonna do certain things. It could have been another officer that probably had the wherewithal to taser. Who knows? But I'm not.
What's the word without a taser? He trying to drop these breadcrumbs and then get mad when you.
I told you how I felt.
You just said somebody else might have had the word.
Everybody else can say, hold on, time out. How is that? Everybody else on this show can say, well, this is how I feel, and go on and explain other stuff in generalities. But when I do it, it's my opinion. Let me talk. Shut up.
I was just curious as to what you meant.
I just told you what my personal. I told you what my personal stuff was. So why are you even talking while I'm talking?
Because I'm asking a follow-up question.
Let me finish talking like you told Greg.
Okay, go ahead.
I done lost my train of thought now, bro. Go.
Okay, so what do you mean by another officer would have had the wherewithal to taser?
Maybe another officer would have said, hey, in his head would have been like, hey, her knife ain't aimed at me. Instead of shooting her, maybe I can tase her. I'm not saying that look, bro, I'm not saying that's what I would have done. I'm not saying that's what should have happened. I'm just saying it could have been somebody else and that could have happened. Could have been somebody else and the other girl could have got shot. You don't know what would have happened, bro.
They can't
I was just asking you a question.
They can't come from the premise always of like their life being in danger. They do have to look out for the line.
And Greg, and that's what I mean by what I said. What should have happened.
Yeah,
it happened. Okay. Like what should have happened. That girl was about to kill somebody, and he did what he felt like he had to do to save that other girl's life.
But he did what he had the wherewithal to do.
Okay,
fuck you, LJ.
Hope nobody has that.
That's really what it comes down to, bro. And that's it. That's it, bro. That's all I can say. Fuck you, LJ.
So are they protesting out there and all that stuff? Is
about it.
Nah, they don't wear home, man.
Where Tamika Mallory and Ben Crump and all them out there?
Nah, I don't think so. They went out to that. I think they went out to that other dude that got shot. I think North Carolina. I don't think they out there.
Yeah. It's about the one that
might have been. I don't know.
Taser.
Say again.
The one that the police officer hollered out, taser.
That's a case. This dude was driving away, bro. All I know is the dude was driving away from the police, and they shot the car, and shot him in the back of the head.
Wait, that's what you heard, Greg. You don't know that. That's what you heard. Right. You don't know that. That's what you heard.
You're right. I'll take that back. That's what I heard. Hey, I seen the video though. You seen the video where they were in the pickup truck in the military truck, the police when they pulled up on
Yeah, I did. That was wild. I mean,
yeah, they was in a big old big pickup truck like military style with a whole bunch of police standing.
man,
up
there ain't no
in the truck
military.
with guns.
Listen, let me clear that up. Military don't have pickup trucks. I just want to say that. Ain't no military style pickup truck. The army does not have pickup trucks. Now, you might purchase some in country, but you're not gonna go to a. I mean, we got GSA vehicles, but you can't use GSA vehicles.
They were
combat maneuvers.
They were coming to of course they had a search warrant for dude's house for drugs.
Okay.
Right? I'm just going on what I like. Yeah, just going on what I heard. I don't know all this to be true, but they came to enforce that warrant. Somehow he, got in his car and was leaving the scene, and they shot him in the back of the head. Allegedly, that was the kill shot. They keep saying. And then later on, there were no drugs in the house. There were no drugs on him, on his person. So that's,
Greg tell y'all one side of the story. He ain't gonna tell it all. But I don't even want to talk about it, so I ain't gonna bring nothing up.
You on mute, Malcolm.
Oh, you know the rest of it.
No. I ain't gonna say I know the rest of it, but I'm gonna say the police had a different version. That's why I was saying not telling. I don't know what happened because I ain't seen no video. I saw a little bit of what Greg was talking about that video, but I wasn't quite sure which car was who, so I really.
What are they saying? What are they saying though? What is their version?
Part of what the police was saying is he backed into a police house, tried to run him over. I think they said 2 police houses, but I know for sure they said at least 1. But again, I ain't seen no videos of everything, so I don't know what happened, but I don't know.
See, that to me, that makes it kind of like that Minnesota case that you were just talking about. With the young guy with the mistaken taser situation.
I don't know, because
if he got in his car and he using his car to potentially run over folks as a weapon, that's a justified shooting to me.
I don't know.
Well, because
I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't believe everything the police say. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Just because you're a police officer, you tell me something, I gotta run that through the Googles before I be like, okay, I got you.
That's why it's been this big push for body cam and dash cam and make sure it's always working.
Well, I mean, everybody get mad though when they say he turned body cam off. Like turn body cam
like,
off.
Why would you turn it off?
Good. I'm about to do something you don't need to see. Ain't reason they turn the cameras off when they rob the bank. You don't need to see what's going on here. Yeah, you don't need to see what's going on. This ain't none of your business.
Oh man.
Anyway, in the NBA, right? NBA playoffs is coming tough. Now, Malcolm, I know you might be a little scared. Now, we're speaking of talking about LeBron, right? Y'all, I know y'all have heard the jokes before about like how like LeBron try to build in excuses during the season, so if they don't win, he can have an excuse. I know y'all heard that before. I think it's more of a joke, but like I know y'all heard LeBron came back. What was that? Not yesterday. I think he came back Friday, Thursday or Friday, whatever. And they asked about the injury. He said, "Oh, I'm never gonna be 100% again in my career."
What?
Yeah, that's what. Now I'm not making that up. Ain't no jokes or nothing. But LeBron said he never gonna be 100% again in his career. So I wonder if he trying to build in that little like, all right, we don't win. I told y'all a little ankle, little tweak.
See what the follow-up question should have been was, well, when was the last time you were 100%? You know what I'm saying? Was it the Miami days? Or like, because we got to gauge, like, what
Greg, what are you talking? I don't know what you're talking about, Greg. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't like that follow-up question because now you're giving them out. Like, no, I don't need no out. Now you can say every year that you don't win it or that you didn't win it, I wasn't at 100%.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what good.
Like I'm like LJ, he building that in for future failures. Like,
no, I wasn't saying he would. I'm just saying I was just kind of like joking when y'all know. Like I've heard people say that. Like Skip Bayless is one who said it. Anyway, the NBA playoffs heating up. They got some potential good play-in games. Now, if you were the Utah, so let's go to the West real quick. If you the Utah Jazz and the Phoenix Suns, so right now it looks like that the Lakers got maybe it's like maybe a 1 game difference. It don't really about a 1 game difference between them and Portland for the 6 and 7 seed.
Oh, okay.
It's just one of those seasons that as the Jazz, as the Jazz and Phoenix, are you rooting for the Lakers to get that 6 seed? Now, let me say 7 through 10 in the West right now: Portland, Memphis, Golden State, and San Antonio. What's his face? The Pelicans are 29 and 35. They're not mathematically eliminated right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those times where you hoping for a certain team to win, to keep a certain seed.
I think the Lakers.
I would say one of them. I don't know. I would say Phoenix more so than Denver probably. I'm not saying Lakers couldn't beat either one of them in a 7-game series, but I think Denver might match up a little better on the inside with the size. I'm not sure. Maybe Joker being a more of a
Denver.
inside.
You meant Utah.
Oh, Utah is at the top. My fault.
Yeah. Utah and Phoenix. Utah. I mean, Phoenix is like a half a game behind right now. Utah, because Utah has played one more game than Phoenix.
But then, I think both of them hope that the Lakers get that 6th seed so they can avoid them in the first round. If I'm not mistaken, if the Lakers get the 6th seed, whoever end up with that 1 can avoid them all the way through the Western Conference Finals. If I'm not mistaken, right?
I don't know.
Like
man. I don't even pretend to understand how it. I don't even understand how to break out. I think it's like 1.
Oh yeah, because I don't even know if they reseeding. I'm not even sure if they reseeding this year in the playoffs. Now it's a lot of rule changes, so I don't know.
No, I don't think they reseeding.
I think they would both want to avoid the Lakers in the first round. So I hope I'm pretty sure they both hoping that the Lakers get that 6th seed. They don't have to play, them in the first round. Either way go. I think they are. Anyway, I think the Lakers are a bad matchup for both of them, actually.
Question?
Bad matchup for who? Someone for the Jazz or for the Suns?
Jazz and Phoenix.
We don't got no doubt.
I mean, I'm just, I haven't watched, as many games as I would like to. Obviously, the Jazz have been number 1 for a good part of the season. Yeah. But it's kind of like, it just seemed like fool's gold to me with Utah. Would you be shocked if Utah lost in the first round?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I say if they play, no.
If
they play any one of these teams at 7 through 10, I would be surprised if Utah lost to them. If they lost to the Lakers, right, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. Everybody else, I agree with you, LJ. Anybody else in that, I would agree that I would be surprised if they lost to Golden State, if they lost to, who you say, Sacramento was 10th?
Nah, so 7 through 10 are in the West right now: Portland, Memphis, Golden State, San Antonio.
Oh yeah, I see Utah should be able to beat every last one of those in a 7-game series.
Pretty easily, in my opinion. When I say easily, I don't mean they're gonna beat them by 50 every game, but I mean
they should win in 5.
Yeah, should go 5 at the most, but they should sweep them.
Yeah,
they might not sweep Portland. They might not sweep Golden State because sometimes Steph goes Steph.
I mean, my question was on my thought was, Utah just seems like fool's gold to me, even though I know they've been number 1 throughout the whole part of the season. I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in them, like saying they're gonna go to the finals or something like that.
Greg ain't answer the question at all.
Can y'all hear me?
The question was Utah or Phoenix. But this is one of those seasons where you're rooting for a certain team to have a certain record. I mean, because right now the Lakers are in the 6th spot, and there's basically maybe a game. I don't really understand how this is like a 2-game difference.
How far are they away from the Mavericks?
Are they tied with the Mavericks?
Okay.
30. Well, the Mavericks are in 5th, but the Lakers. So basically,
the Mavericks are in 5th. The Mavericks have jumped the Lakers.
Yeah.
Mavericks. They own tiebreak over the Lakers.
Either one of
They're
those
on
teams
top
could
of
be
it.
in the 7th, but it's just one of those seasons where you rooting to say, "Hey, I want the Lakers to finish 6th, so we don't have to face them in the first round." Because potentially, if they fall down to 7th, they're in the play-in tournament.
Right.
They could get either the 7th or the 8th spot.
And I'm answering this question as a Jazz or
The Jazz or the Sun. I'm
No,
just saying,
either the
one of
Suns
those
or
seasons that you root.
I think the Suns would probably be more worried, which sounds kind of weird, but I think the Jazz feel like they've been through this time and time again, so they're ready to take that next leap regardless. So they think they can. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Suns think they can beat anybody too, but the Suns ain't never really been in this position before. Now, whether it's real or not, everybody always talks about playoff experience, right?
I don't know what about you.
Whether it's real or not, they talk about playoff experience. So I think the Jazz probably would be like, "Hey, we've been in these positions before. We know how to respond now." So I don't think they worried about who they play, and the Suns probably more so than the Jazz would be. But I don't think any one of those teams. I hate to say don't want to play the Lakers, but I don't think any one of them are looking forward to playing the Lakers. Like if you remember, like the Spurs teams that they didn't always go for the number 1 seed. In Tim Duncan's years, they would. I don't think teams want to see them early in the playoffs either, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I said that. I said
no. Go ahead, Tweety.
I said that in Utah are hoping that the Lakers get the 6th seed because, kind of like what you just said, but I just definitively said neither one of them wants to play the Lakers in the first round. Period. I think they lose. I think Utah will be a better series, but yeah, I think both of them will probably lose in a 7-game series to the Lakers.
I think either way it go, I don't think either one of those teams are rooting for any team.
Tweety, every team gonna lose to the Lakers in 7-game series. What you talking about?
Yeah, I don't think either one of those teams are rooting for the Lakers or anybody to finish in a specific seed. I kind of agree with Malcolm a little bit. If you're Phoenix, it would be nice to not have to play the Lakers in the first round in terms of just being able to get a lot of those inexperienced guys a playoff series under their belt with some wins under their belt, and not necessarily because. I mean, I think mostly because at the NBA level in particular, basketball changes a lot from the playoffs to the regular season, and there's a lot more attention to detail on both sides, whether it's the team you play for or the team that you're playing against. You go away from, all right, we got 3 games this week, so we got to be scouting and focusing on this first game, but we also got to keep in mind we play Orlando on Wednesday, and then maybe we play Denver on Thursday. You know what I mean? Right. So you kind of cycling 2 or 3 games ahead.
You get to hone in on
the coaching staff is thinking
now
like
this
that
is
too.
Gonna, like in addition to that, do you think the crowd not being there plays a factor into the playoffs atmosphere as well?
I don't know. I don't care about the. I mean, I think for certain people the crowd matters. For other players, I don't think it matters whatsoever. It just depends on the players.
Aren't the fans back? In some arenas, fans are back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're not back fully.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not back fully.
Because people talk about, like, if you hear NBA players talk, they talk about the atmosphere in like a Utah and the atmosphere in like like Boston and stuff like that. That's why I asked. Or
it ain't gonna be that many people. I don't think. I wouldn't.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think that'll help the younger players with the arenas not being fully?
Nah, not really. I mean, maybe if you playing on the road, it could, but I would say, not. I mean, it's hard to kind of like generalize because, everybody is built differently. Like some players, the crowd impact them, some players they don't. So it's kind of hard to say. But I think, generally speaking, you probably right that, when you go to an NBA arena, the crowd is more hostile, and when you're on the road game than it is when you go in college and play and play on the road. So, but I don't think either one of those teams should be overly concerned because, and this is just my mind. I'm not saying this is how they think, but in my mind, how I view it from a coach's perspective, is your mindset should be if we want to get to a championship, we got to play who we got to play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it don't matter if you believe that the Lakers are one of the best teams in the West, it don't matter whether you play them in the conference finals or the first round series. If you feel like the Lakers have to be beat for you to win a championship, then no matter when you play them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be ready to beat them whenever. That's me personally, and how I view it from a coaching perspective. I know, like, I feel like a lot of the times we want to, when it comes to like sports fans in general, we kind of want to see certain matchups at certain times. You know what I mean? But from a coaching perspective, my mind is if you think this team is good enough that they're going to be a roadblock for you to get to a championship, you got to be prepared to beat them, whether it's in the first series or the last series. And obviously, you know, conferences are conferences. But to switch up from that, somehow New Jersey or Brooklyn, Brooklyn has managed to still like play really, really well, despite, I wouldn't say a ton of injuries per se, but injuries to two of their top three players. I mean, Kyrie missed some time early in the season because
Kyrie wasn't hurt.
Well, yeah, that's what I was about to say, for whatever he missed time for.
Personal reasons.
No. You know what they hit him with? Hey, you can't carry this PTO in the next season. Yeah. That's what they hit him with. You can't carry this PTO out of it. You got to have it under a certain number. So he had to. Kyrie, I finally figured it out. You got that PTO email. So yeah. So Kyrie, you know, he missed some time early, but Brooklyn somehow managed to still. I mean, they're half a game ahead of Philadelphia for the number one record in the East.
Wow.
They ain't gonna. Anyways, but they managed to. Excuse me. They have managed to continue to play well despite the injuries to two of their better players, two of their top three players. Which, by the way, I don't know. Y'all know how little I hold the opinion of a lot of people in the media, especially who are specifically journalists. Boy, the disrespect for Kyrie in the season he's having is crazy. That's neither here nor there. Should Brooklyn be concerned about the fact that their top three players, although they have all looked great when they have been healthy, I believe my memory serves me correctly, they've only played 7 games together. And as of right now, it seems like James Harden may not play again before the playoffs. Should Brooklyn be concerned about that? Somebody.
I'm gonna go last.
Anybody.
Hey, I'm gonna say yes, because I think later in the play, you might not have it bite you in the butt first round, might not even have it to really hurt you in the second round. But I think when you get to the finals and you might see a Philadelphia or Milwaukee, like two good defensive teams, I do think that offensive cohesion or lack thereof could come and hurt you in a 7-game series. Like, I'm not saying they're gonna lose it because I picked Brooklyn to come out the East. But if you want to talk about, you know, team chemistry or, you know, saying, I think it'll only really come get you when you in a clutch situation. Otherwise, if you winning by 15 at the end of the game, that's really not gonna come into play. But if you need the ball in somebody's hands and we trying to figure out who hands is gonna go into, and you got 3 players that is kind of used to taking that last shot or being with the ball in their hands in clutch moments. If you ain't had that time on the court, you might, I ain't saying it's gonna happen, but you might have a situation where the offense might sputter, or it might, you know, you might have an offensive situation at the end of the game.
Really?
I agree with that concept. I think that they do need to get some kind of chemistry going before the playoff starts. I mean, don't get me wrong, like the big 3 that they have on their team, they're great players. And ordinarily they can carry a team. But when Harden comes back, right? Harden is the point guard. He's the main one that has the ball in his hands, facilitating everything. And he's going to go revert back to that. Like, he's not going to go as a off the ball player when he comes back. So what does that do to Kyrie's game? Because Kyrie has been handling the ball a lot since Harden has been out. And then too, like those role players that have been getting some big minutes in those absences, like they're gonna their role will decrease. It just if I were them, I would wish to have them at least, for a few games before the playoff starts to kind of work those kinks out. But I mean, at the same time, they great players. They might be able to work it out in the first round and be okay. But
My Malcolm, I know you said you wanted to go last. I throw my take in. My thought is if I were Brooklyn, I would be concerned for a few reasons. One being your rotation. You don't. I mean, you kind of. I'm sure Steve Nash and his staff have kind of visualized, several different lineups and how things might work and stuff like that. But it's one thing.
Coach of the year, right there, huh? Steve Nash, coach of the year.
I mean, you can definitely make it. I would probably give it to
Tom Thibodeau.
That'd be me. I would probably give it to Tom Thibodeau, or hell, maybe even Steve Kerr, because I don't even know how.
Tom Thibodeau or Monty Williams.
Monty Williams.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would think it would be between those three, but I could easily. You can make an argument for easily. I think Phoenix probably has a better argument. So yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, I'm sure him and his coach staff have already visualized like how they would like that rotation to work and some different lineups they would like to see play together. So I think that's one thing you lose out on is you lose that ability to kind of like tinker a little bit to see how these different lineups work together, because you probably are not going to have that luxury in the playoffs, because as I don't know who mentioned it, a lot of these guys coming off the bench, they're taking more shots, they're playing more minutes. Well, they may play really well with Kyrie and James Harden on the floor because they played a pretty good amount of games together. But maybe their game don't fit as well with all three on the floor. And then how do you mix all of that up in terms of, I assume we all know that in the playoffs, teams tend to play 7 to 8 players. Maybe you'll get a ninth here and there, but your rotations, your players start to play more minutes and the rotations shrink. So I think that's going to be one of the biggest issues, the thing that they would like to work out. And along with that comes the defensive things, right? You've only had these guys for 7 games. Well, we know KD's a solid defensive player. James Harden reputationally and Kyrie Irving have never had the reputations of being very good defensive players. So kind of trying to work that out of, like I said, you can visualize it, but how do you work around those things and those different combinations in terms of maybe some potential teams you'll see in the playoffs and when you're talking about defensive matchups. But the last thing I would say is the one thing I think they would have liked to seen is how do we fare in a tight, close game with our 3 superstars. Now, I'm not saying that they can win a close game with those superstars, but I mean in terms of I'm trying to think of what team.
Somebody has to defer. Somebody has to.
Well, yeah, you say that's what I'm saying. You say somebody has to defer, but the thing is, you have to figure out who and how. Who goes? You know what I mean? Like if you, and I'm not even talking about in the last 30 seconds of a game. Yeah. I'm talking about in the last 4 or 5 minutes of a close game where a lot of times you like running the same 2 or 3 plays. Well, how does that look? How does that work? How are we going to work that out? Who's that? I mean, you would think it would be KD, but whatever. What you don't want to have is it turn into this, all right, let's pass to KD on the wing or in the mid post. He do his thing for 2 shots. And then next time we let James come down to take 2 or 3 series where he go pick and roll. And then the next time we let Kyrie do, you know what I mean? You don't want to run into that. We just pass him the ball, do a little bit of action, and everybody else just
that sound like too much thinking instead of just going with the flow and just letting the game,
Yeah. But I will say though, one thing I will say, it seems from the outside looking in that those 3 guys have either some sort of pre-existing relationship, but they don't really seem to have any issues in terms of like I mean, that's why I say it from the outside looking in.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like they have any rumblings about who's going to get the ball. But it could be a lot of that's probably because they haven't played together much. But that's my thought.
No, they shouldn't be concerned. If they're all healthy when the playoff starts, I say that, because if let's say the standings stay where it's at now, right? The 8th seed is Charlotte. I don't think they're gonna have if all 3 of them
play in tournament.
No, that's why I say it. That's why I say if everything stays the same like it is now. That's why I say it. Like if Charlotte stays and wins the 8th seed, that's why I say that.
Oh, okay, okay, I got
you. Yeah, if everything plays out exactly how the standings are right now, then they'll play Charlotte in the first one. So that's 5 games. Oh, I don't even know if I get Charlotte a game. But anyway,
Really? You don't think so?
no. But anyway, let's just say it's 5 games to get some chemistry together, right? Second round, it'll be the Knicks or the Hawks. I don't think they really too concerned about. I mean, I think they would be more concerned about the Knicks than they would be the Hawks, just because the Knicks play defense real well. But I think that would give them time to get that chemistry to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, where I got them losing anyway. So no, I don't think they should be concerned. Like, it gives them time to find some chemistry before they either have to play the Bucks or the 76ers, if that makes sense.
It's interesting to hear you all talk about the Nets and how they will fare against teams that have strong defenses as opposed to teams that have strong offense ability, because the Nets don't play no
Listen,
I can tell
exactly.
you.
So the reason why, because when they offense is off, they have nothing to fall back on.
And they
their
have
offense is just off.
players in the game. Like, it's kind of, like, not the 3 best, but 3 of the best. Like, because whatever Malcolm want to say, Kyrie is a master around the rim, finishing at the rim. Like,
What
he gets buckets.
Whatever Malcolm was, I ain't said nothing.
The one you can question offensively is him. Because James
How?
Harden showed, I'm just saying, out of the
I
3.
would question James Harden offense before I question Kyrie Irving.
Why?
Because I mean, a lot, like, as far as shooting percentage wise, Kyrie Irving's a much better.
What about as far as
percentage.
offensive production wise? Like, James Harden will get you them buckets, and he don't prove that.
Yeah, but he gonna give me 30 shots to get there.
But he's come up very smart in the playoffs. I can't
I ain't
say
even
that.
talking about the playoffs.
I can't say
I'm just
that
saying
about
it's gonna take.
You asked
Kyrie Irving's a lot more
I'm
efficient.
worried about the offense, and I'm giving you because of the 3 stars that they have are 3 offensive juggernauts.
But we talking about
That's why you don't. That's
we talking about
bring
their
up the
relationship, how they gonna perform in the playoffs.
I guess at the end of the day, I said if you have a clutch game and, like LJ said, in a tight game, I think that's the only time that'll even come to even think about biting you. Otherwise, if you up by 15, it don't matter who taking the last shot. You offensive chemistry don't matter if you up by 10, 15.
I don't think that's just me. This is my opinion, but I don't think a team should go in the series with Brooklyn and say, okay, let's try to outscore them.
That's
I
what
know
I'm
you
saying.
have to technically outscore them to win, but I don't think they want to get in the shootout.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why you usually bring up the defensive side of Brooklyn, because sorry, got a loud car. Goodness gracious. Like, I sound like I got a hole in his gas tank. But now you don't really bring up the offensive side, because like you said, like I feel like Malcolm, you don't really want to go into a series saying I'm finna outscore Brooklyn. Just like, even though we knew Golden State played great defense as a team, you sure wasn't finna go into Golden State saying I'm finna outscore them. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's just, that was you just not finna. I ain't gonna say you can't, but that's not a smart game plan to try to go in there and outscore Brooklyn. But like you say, they defense is kind of bad. So if they offense ain't on, hey, you got a real good chance of beating them, because they sure ain't gonna stop you on the defensive side.
And I would think a team's defensive strategy is not to say, okay, we're going to try to shut down the Brooklyn Nets. She was like, okay, let's figure out which one we're going to be comfortable with them beating us, right? Out of those 3, like, okay, if I guess if I'm Philly, right, based off their personnel, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. I'm just guessing that they will put, Ben Simmons on either James Harden or Kevin Durant, right? And I would feel like they would say, okay, who's ever Danny Green is guarding, that's going to be the person to beat us, right? That's going to be the person that's going to have to consistently beat. And I'm not trying to take a slight at Danny Green by any imagination, because he was North Carolina. I'm just saying,
you don't have to be trying to do it, but you are doing it. You don't have to do it intentionally, but that's definitely what you're doing.
But let's say Danny Green ends up being on Kyrie Irving, right? What are the chances in a seven game series that Danny Green shuts Kyrie Irving down 4 out of 7 games? That makes sense.
Well, I mean, NBA players don't really get shut down very often, top level.
Or make it harder for them, like make their FGAs go up and their FGMs go down. Make them have to become more of a volume scorer, less efficient.
You do a pretty good job. You do a solid. I mean, Kyrie gonna do what Kyrie do.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think they're getting past Philly in the Eastern Conference Finals anyway. So
Off basketball, man.
what'd you say, Tweety?
Go ahead,
I
Tweety.
think they will. I got them going to the finals.
You probably got them winning.
For the Nets.
Yeah, I got the Nets going to the finals. I picked that before the season started.
Hey, would y'all go on 90 Day Fiance?
I don't even know what it is. I can't say if I go on or not, but I'm probably more than 99%, 99.9% chance. No, I'm not going because I don't even know
I
what it
think
is.
I've never watched the full. I've seen commercials for that show. I've never watched it, but no, probably not.
Why not? It's
What-
money.
What is it?
Yeah, so you win money?
Nah, I mean, you get paid to do the
You
show.
don't get paid for being on.
Oh, okay.
A lot of the times, well, at least actually everyone that I've seen is basically either a man or a woman in the United States,
Okay.
and their fiance lives in another country, and they have different spinoffs and all of that. A lot of times is when they do just a 90 Day Fiance, it's usually when the fiance that lives out of the country has gotten a K-1 visa and he or she is coming to the United States and they got
So
90 days to get married.
these people
They don't
are
have to get
already
married.
hold on. They're already in a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's
So
the
somebody I hold on.
90,
So
90
this is what they out here
Disney?
they out here putting on national TV, somebody paying somebody to marry them so they can get they citizenship.
That's racist, man.
How is that racist towards who?
Whoever you saying they paying somebody to get their citizenship to.
I did not name that
Okay,
one.
maybe not racist stereotyping for sure.
Oh, man.
You xenophobic, bro.
Yeah,
You
that
said
is
what?
stereotyping for sure.
How? I could look. That can be
Look,
going.
You don't
That
think
could
you
be
think
America. That
every
could be
foreign
somebody that's
person
born
that
in
marry
America
an
trying to get
American don't
into
want no
China.
who?
What'd you say?
Now go ahead. What you saying?
I said that could be somebody in America paying somebody over there in China to go become a China citizen.
Well,
I don't know how their laws work.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
China.
I don't think everybody that get married to a foreigner ain't trying to pay their way to it.
How you know?
I didn't say I know. I just say everybody.
No, I'm saying how else you know? How do you know them if they
What you
lived
mean?
in
How you
another
meet
country?
anybody? How you meet your wife? You talk to her, right?
It says, we were playing basketball. That's how I met her.
Yeah. You don't think people talk to each other?
Yeah, but if I live in America and she was in China, chances are us playing basketball against each other is probably very slim.
Hey, but you got to think technology connect the world now.
Yeah, they met on
A lot
Bumble.
of these people,
Okay.
a lot of these people meet on dating apps. Some of them meet maybe through their job or whatever. Like they travel in different countries on their job and they meet somebody. Some of them have met through friends that have been traveling somewhere else or something, or they was on vacation somewhere and they met the person and they kind of kicked it like that. In different way, but it seemed like the way that a lot of them meet is through dating apps. And to be honest with you, a lot of the men on here that are from the United States are on these dating apps because they're looking for international women. At least that's what they say on the TV show. They're looking for international women.
Try to get that money.
I don't know what they. No. I would say they ain't trying to get their money because most of the people.
No, not they money. Trying to get that money.
I don't think they're getting paid that much. Man, it was something I was gonna ask y'all about now. I totally forgot. So y'all wouldn't go on 90 Day Fiance. Y'all out of y'all mind.
How
Would
much
you go?
Hey.
It don't matter. You get famous. Let me tell you how they make their money. Hold on. This cause see, think about love and hip hop.
I wouldn't go in there either.
No, I ain't saying
You
you
said
would.
what?
But if somebody said, would you go on love and hip hop, you wouldn't ask how they make their money.
Well, I'm not going on Love and Hip Hop.
I
But
don't know
I'm
how
saying-
they make their money. They don't
No.
This is my thing.
What I'm saying is a lot of these people that you had never heard of before they was on Love and Hip Hop, you heard of them, not even because you watched Love and Hip Hop, but because somehow their name started to bubble
Like
up
who?
in different conversations
Probably,
and different
chances
things
are I don't know
because they was on Love and Hip Hop. Like Erica Mena. Y'all know who Erica Mena is?
him. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
Greg and Tweety have heard of her. Malcolm, you haven't, right? But y'all only know if she had never been on Love and Hip Hop, you would have never.
Bro,
heard.
I was just finna say, I still don't know why her name even pops up, but I feel you. Like I ain't know.
And this just like the Kardashians. If the Kardashians never had a
Hey, I
reality
know,
show,
I know the Kardashians for a different reason. It ain't
No,
no
no.
reality show.
well, my point, no,
Watch out now.
there's a lot of porn stars in the
Different
world.
kind of
I
reality.
just watch out now.
Well, no, and I only mean that to say like it's you see women having, but no. That's a great point though, Malcolm. You know her because of that, but why do people care that it was Kim Kardashian?
I have no idea.
Because of the reality show.
I thought it was because of daddy.
I
Nah.
don't know who her daddy is.
I mean, her daddy, I think their daddy was the reason why they even had the means to even do what they do to even have money. Like they little designer line. Like, cause their daddy was, you know, one of OJ lawyers. Like he was a big time lawyer. But you know, I think I'm with LJ. The only reason why you know the daughters is because of the show. Like they daddy is the reason they got money. The show is the reason.
Wait. They had a show before she had the 6 tape.
I don't watch.
I didn't think so.
I think the Keeping Up with the Kardashians was out before the 6 tape, bro.
No, it wasn't. She was on the show with she used to kind of somewhat guest star on that Paris Hilton show. That's how people got to know Kim Kardashian.
That's how she got in the 6 tape.
That's
how she got in the 6 tape.
That 6 tape blew it up. You know what I'm saying? That's
her and Paris Hilton after making 6 tape.
Keeping Up with Kardashian.
Yeah, but don't nobody know who you said Korean Civil. Who I don't know who that is. I heard the name.
Superhead.
I heard the name. I don't know who she is. But again, my point was reality TV. But listen, y'all gotta watch.
I can say that.
Y'all gotta watch it, man. It be. I'm telling you, 90 Day Fiance is hilarious. It's interesting. This is how I came up with my concept of the differences in life between men and women in the household. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I thought Kim Kardashian was famous because of her dad.
Nah, she famous because of that TV show.
No,
famous because of Ray J and that tape.
That's what I'm talking about, Greg. That's the real.
Greg, come on now, be for real. That might have made her name pop out there, but how many people like whoever you said her name was Superhead or Karen Seville, whatever. That lady ain't famous like Kim Kardashian. She apparently, according to Malcolm, had some sex tapes.
No, she is.
You know, Kim Kardashian.
She ain't in the spotlight like that, but everybody know her name.
I think Karen Steffens has been like in porn movies, like a porn star. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on, but he just said y'all said the sex tape made her famous. Now, which one is it? Do it matter or it don't?
I said that. I said she's not in the spotlight today like Kim Kardashian is
because of the reality show.
I guess I can agree in that sense, LJ. I would say the sex tape is the origin of her fame, but the reality show kind of catapulted her.
Right. And why do I mean people care about that at that time when I don't even know when it came out because Ray J was in it. But then correct me if I'm wrong because it sounds like y'all clearly know way more about it than I do. And I'm not trying to say that in a negative way. I'm just saying I don't know really anything about it.
I might have watched the clip. I might have watched the clip.
That's the one confirmation we weren't looking for. Yeah. We got a fake Apple Watch on. What the hell?
Oh Lord, man, come on, man.
I'll just say who Apple Watch fake.
You about to get mad.
I'm just saying he said it was fake. I'm just gonna prove that it wasn't. I wasn't mad. I was just gonna
come on, show us the receipts then.
It's for generation.
Who wears fake Apple Watches, bro?
Greg, I be Greg. I'm telling you, Greg, you ain't never been in the hood.
He said who make fake Apple Watches?
No, he said who wear fake Apple Watches. Greg ain't.
Hey, Greg, come on, bro.
Yeah,
you got generic smartwatches in the hood. They get bought.
Yeah, Greg, where you been? Oh, well, I know.
Hold on.
I know.
Hold on. Is a generic smartwatch a fake Apple Watch?
No, it's not a fake.
Okay, that's because
no.
Implement all that.
No, Tweety know what I'm talking about. It's just like
because Tweety said
it's fake Gucci bags out there.
I'm gonna say it is because that generic watch is only generic, and we call it
that's like
because you have something that's gonna say Apple this or Android that, and it ain't now one of them.
So is Sunbeam fake Miss Birds?
No, Sunbeam is a nationwide company. If
What
I'm
is
not
Sunbeam?
Sunbeam is something. They got their own brand. Like they're like saying it's Reebok a fake Nike. Like no.
Yeah, I don't know if Miss Bird, they don't even sell Miss Birds up here on time.
What?
Yeah, I'm finna say Miss Birds. I think Miss Birds is a regional thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Listen,
Are you
I'll be
serious?
honest with y'all. I think we all pronouncing that name wrong.
Whatever.
What are y'all talking about, bro?
Ain't pronouncing none of the letters in there.
You ain't lying.
You ain't heard
You
nothing
ain't
but the B, the D, and the S.
lying.
You just tell they whole little marketing campaign all the way up.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I ain't met nobody in the state of Texas that didn't say Miss Birds. So
I ain't never said Miss Birds in my life, except for now. I always say Miss Birds.
well, that's what I was saying, Miss Birds.
Yeah, I don't know. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, probably. Hold on, man. I'm going through the notes I had. Y'all keep talking.
That's like minions. All y'all be saying minions or minions.
Minions. What you talking about?
I ain't lying. I said minion.
I ain't never said minions in my life. I'm like Tweety. I always say, y'all, who going to minions? Yeah, I ain't never said no minions.
Nah,
said minions.
Yeah, who said minions? I said minions. Greg, come on, tell us what's going on with Dr. Umar. Oh, wait. Hold on, before you go there. Yeah, let's get to this. Because Greg has some wild comments about this. Are Black entertainers, and I say entertainers, I'm talking about all of them under the scope. Rappers, actors, if you want musicians, yeah, we'll just go with those kind. Say that again, Tweety.
You threw politicians in there?
No, not politicians.
Oh, okay.
No, if I would say them, I would have just said liars. Yeah, we would just say liars there. We ain't got to put there. They ain't entertaining. They just lying.
I thought you threw politicians in the entertainment.
No. They lying. I mean, they could be actors, but are Black entertainers the biggest threat to Black families? Ooh. And I say that on the heels of I don't know the look. Is it Willow Smith? Her name? Mm-hmm. She was on whatever Jada Pinkett show is.
The Red Table Talk. Hey, I'm gonna say this. Anybody named Willow, I'm probably not listening to.
Hey, no, you can't say that. Hey. Willow Bay was solid when she had NBA coverage.
She was good. She was
good. But I mean, she said something about she preferred polyamorous. I ain't gonna act like I 100% understand it. I can give you the definition if you need it. But yeah, are they the biggest threat to the Black family? No. And Greg, come on, tell us about you said now because of Martin Luther King.
Like, who is looking toward Will and Jada Smith as an example of like family, like how I'm gonna raise my family?
I can tell you, I can't name specifics because I don't know nobody specifically, but I have seen memes on the internet with them two on to be like family goals and this. Hey, what I'm saying is that don't come from nowhere, Greg. Like laughing, it don't come from nowhere. Don't come from nowhere. Like somebody put that out there and somebody is really going by that. Like you shaking your head now because it's a meme, but that is definitely what's going on, bro.
In my head because it's
we got people trying to be like, what's Gucci Mane wife? They want to be like Gucci and his wife.
I don't even know her name, bro.
Whatever her name is, Keisha Kior. I don't know.
I don't even know her name, bro.
Why they want to be like her?
I don't know, man. I just said that you got people saying that's what they want to be like.
Come on, Greg. Come on. You were saying that no. You said the entertainers don't have no influence.
No, but I didn't mean to cut y'all, Greg, but I did see when you said ain't nobody looking toward them. I'm like, oh no, a lot of people be bigging them up. Like that's Black Power family. That's a Black Power company.
I got a question. Is Michelle Obama an entertainer or politician?
She ain't neither.
Why you laughing? I asked a legit question.
How she come up in this? Because got a lot of influence.
Yeah.
Probably say a political figure, probably, but not necessarily a politician.
Hold on. What political position she done had?
No, he said she wasn't no politician.
I don't think like Greg. I think she's more of a political figure, but not a politician because you only
It's just like
it was because she was the first lady. Like that was, that's
I
what
guess
got
Karl
that is a
Rove. Karl
position.
Rove is a political figure. He ain't no politician.
Right.
He's a political figure. I would agree with that. But yeah, come on, Greg. Come on, defend this. Let's just get with your opinion. You don't agree that they're the biggest threat, right?
Why you thinking so long?
How you gonna put them peoples in a situation and blame that for what's going on with that folks? Like,
well, because I'm not blaming them. I said they're the biggest. I'm asking a question. Are they the biggest threat? And I base that on, if you look across the landscape of what we see in terms of a lot of entertainers and stuff like that, a lot of them don't really promote solid Black families. Like you married to one woman married to one man, you have kids together, you raise your kids together, and it's just like, kind of old school, that 1920s, 30s, 40s era love, like that. You see stuff like this where Jada Pinkett on here trying to gracefully say she was banging at August Alsina. She got in an entanglement. And Will, maybe was he cool with it? I don't even know. And then you got this young chick saying polyamorous. She gonna love 20. I don't even know exactly explain that. And then you got just rappers being rappers. You got like DMX. He got 17 kids. Nothing wrong with that. But he got a ton of baby mamas. Boosie got, I don't know how many kids he got a ton of baby mamas. And then so forth and so on down the line. You see, like, when you look at these rappers, and I don't know if all these girls are female rappers or not, but some of them dating, so you can't really, it's hard to say really because they date, but you hear rappers talking about all the time about sleeping with all these different women and using all these different women.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got something to speak on that though. Is that more the Black culture, or is that more like the Black entertainment culture about sleeping with different women?
I think it comes from the rap music. Because I ain't never heard culture. I only heard one man I know that lived live that I've talked to in person and that just been happy about sleeping with a bunch of women. Now, maybe I heard more than one, but where else he gonna come from?
What do you about to say, Tony?
I don't think that. I know we're talking about the Black family and all that, but as far as your question, and I guess kind of what LJ is his question a little bit, I don't really consider the aspect of not promoting one family thing, I don't consider that a Black thing. That's a society issue. Now, I do think that the Black entertainers don't help the situation by I ain't gonna say advertising, but by putting it out there like, hey, I got some side chick this and this and that. But I don't think that's necessarily strictly a Black thing. I think that's a society thing because I'm pretty sure you can watch regular TV shows and you see an infidelity on those shows too. It's not like it's just predominantly a Black thing that says, it's kind of cool to be you, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But I guess in LJ's question, me answering LJ's question, I'm not going to say that they're the biggest threat, but I am going to say they are a big contributing factor because it don't go against what I said was a society problem. They just really kind of pushing it forward. Like you say, they talk about the womanizing and like LJ was bringing out the multiple, like people with multiple kids, and we all see the Pinkett Smith family saga playing out on TV. So it is.
Where do you think all this drug stuff come from? Like, I mean, like really, I'm not Malcolm and Greg, not to dish out or nothing like that, but Tweety, but y'all don't have this experience. Growing up in the hood, wasn't nobody talking, all them designer drugs, Vicodin, Percocet, and all that. That was a suburban problem, right? That was in the suburbs. In the hood, you had crackhead, you had dope fiend, people were smoking weed and that kind of stuff. But when did this pill popping crap infiltrate the inner city.
I will say that I ain't gonna say alone is the new age rapping, but
that's
I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't like, and I mean, I'm not the one that says people are influenced by the music that they hear, but there are certain influences or certain, I guess you could say, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Certain influences that you can tell either is in that neighborhood or can be brought into that neighborhood through the music. Like you say,
my boy Pimp C was talking about playing with his nose. He wasn't talking about none of that.
The rappers,
yeah, but you talking about one dude. Yeah, I know what you're talking about with Pimp C, but like the rap culture as a whole.
Yeah, I would say
everybody like, nah, cocaine.
If you listen to a lot of these new, I ain't gonna even just say new. A lot of rappers, I'm gonna say from 2011 ish and beyond. It's a lot of pill popping. Like it wasn't a lot of Percocet talking when you listen to UGK. When you listen to Tupac, they not talking about popping Percocets, but you go listen to Future. He popping out
UGK.
But I would also say people way before them was talking about, I mean, not necessarily just crack, like heroin and stuff like that. Like
say heroin, you still got heroin in that's a hood, that's a drug that's gonna be there. But I'm like LJ, it's certain things like you say, ecstasy was it was okay. It was kind of getting there, but it really wasn't a big thing. Like you say, this cheese stuff that they got down here, that wasn't in the
I think
hood.
they're just changing with the times, man. I don't know if it's been like a rap influence. I think it's just, I mean, people change.
Nah, man, ain't no changing with the times.
You say it's changing with the time.
I mean, and again, when I want to say this, when I'm talking about this drug culture and stuff like that, I'm specifically speaking about the inner city because, again, like I said last week, I can't really speak too much on that kind of stuff when it comes to the suburbs because I didn't grow up like that, so I don't know.
Shit, I ain't grow up in the suburbs either.
Well, no, I ain't saying you did. I'm just I'm just talking about from my perspective. I want to frame it because I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking about like all black people and all that. I'm specifically talking about how I go down in the inner city.
I tweeted that. I'm
gonna say this about the hood we grew up in, LJ. As far as that go, it's still kind of like the same. It's not really too much pill popping and all that. It's still, the stuff that you just named. It's the same issue.
The weed and the crack.
Not saying that was good, but it is what it is.
You got young dudes talking about they want to commit suicide. Where you get, man? Listen, I put this on everything I stand for. In my entire life, I ain't never heard a dude in the hood say, I want to commit suicide. Now you hear every rapper come out, I ain't gonna say every rapper, but a lot of these rappers now, they talk about the devil, they talking about committing. So I'm like, what the hell? And now what I'm thinking is they transplant babies. I'm thinking a lot of these cats they grew up in the suburbs, so they don't caught a little bit of the hood. And so they got these suburban thoughts. Oh, I want to cut my finger off because mommy took my juice box.
I
call him out. I don't know who you talking about.
I don't know. I don't listen to them dudes. I can't hear. I don't want to listen. I listen to like "You're My Lady" or "Lady" by D'Angelo. Man, I don't want to hear all that.
Boy.
hey!
I listened to it yesterday.
Early 2000 R&B, baby.
Man, I ain't got time. I don't want to hear these. I can't listen to no song where all you talk about is what's that? Percocet. I don't want to hear that Percocet. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, D'Angelo on Spotify.
DJ Kelly.
One of y'all got Spotify?
I got the app.
I got the app, but I ain't registered on it or nothing like that. Nah.
I need to know.
I the app
Spotify.
I don't want to hear. I grew up differently. Like when I was growing up, the rappers I listened to, they talk about candy paint, swangers, pretty car, pretty clothes, jewelry, women,
and pretty HOEE.
I said pretty women. And they talk about sipping syrup. Now that was what I grew up on. I don't want to hear nobody talking about Miley and Percocet.
That's what I'm saying. That's what Malcolm saying. Changing the time.
Yeah, because the people before that weren't talking about that.
That culture that caught on though. If you think about it, sipping syrup, like LJ say, that's what a lot of rappers we talk about, sipping syrup.
But I will say, you talk Malcolm, whereas you saying it caught on as a rap. Sipping syrup is a Texas thing. That has nothing to do with rap music, in my opinion.
American.
No,
No,
But
no, no. Hell
Listen,
no, Greg. Come on now.
listen,
We ought to block you for the rest of your life. Don't ever say you from Texas.
What-
It done
Hold
became
on,
an
what-
American thing.
That's what I.
What it
That's
is.
what
He
I.
said sipping syrup
Greg.
is an American thing.
That's what I.
No.
I meant become. I meant it has become an American thing.
Because of what?
It became
Because of
an
what?
American because of
Go ahead,
rap.
Tweety.
But
Because of
It
music.
started. It
Yeah.
started in Houston. Obviously, we know it started in Houston, Texas. It became. You could tell it was growing when 3 6 Mafia came out with they sipping on scissor thing. But that was like they even had to reference Texas in that song, and they had to bring Pimp C in there. It was more like, you know, that was a Texas thing. It had stayed a Texas thing until, you know, the Texas rappers started putting it out there. Once again, if it wasn't for the rap music, it probably would have just stayed a local thing. Maybe even a regional thing, because, you know, you got Louisiana people and Arkansas people or whatever, but it wouldn't have became, like Greg said, an American thing until if the rappers didn't put it out there like that.
I want rappers to get money though. I ain't even hating on them. I just think, you know, as
Sure.
humans, you know,
No,
what I'm
I mean,
saying?
it's
Double
one
cup.
thing to, you know, say that
Styrofoam cup.
it's one
Make
thing
the
to
ice
hope,
last longer.
I hope they get their money, but to deny the influence that they have
Yeah,
is just,
Greg.
you know,
It's dumb to just look at. Oh, what is Will and Jada doing? So let me.
You know what?
That's
And I
you
can't.
right.
I can't.
I agree with you, Greg. That's right. Because 9 times out of 10, they regular stuff is stuff you can't even afford to do. So why even look at that? But people do it. People do. Like I say, why would I look at a rap video and be like, man, I want this, and knowing damn I can barely afford a Honda Civic, but I do it.
I think.
Go get
when people
the
look at
best
celebrities,
clothes. Go. You know, all that because I want to look cool. Like it is what it is.
I think when people look at celebrities, they're not looking at like the celebrity everyday life, because really they don't know what the hell they do every day.
Why would even find their lifestyle? Like you say, you
hold
don't even know what they do.
on. Let me finish. I think what they look at is like the stuff they see, like they, not every celebrity, but like most of them. I guess I give Kobe Bryant for example, right? Nobody knows what the hell Kobe Bryant did every day of his life, but what they heard about Kobe Bryant was he was a tireless worker. He worked harder than everybody, stuff like that. So I think that's what people try to emulate, like that aspect of his life. But they can't sit up and tell me what Kobe Bryant did every day, and that's what they want to do. I think they just look at what they hear and what they see. You know what I'm saying?
They
see the
care.
they see the end
And that's a
result.
bad example. Because
They
and the
care.
only reason why I say that's a bad example is because, like you said, we didn't never really see Kobe's life on TV. You have people now that are famous
Okay,
that we
Steve
literally.
Harvey. People try to emulate Steve Harvey.
That's true, but what I'm saying is, you got like one of the biggest things I say has a big influence, which I know probably none of us watch, but I say the Real Basketball Wives and Love and Hip Hop and stuff. You literally you shaking your head now, Greg, but look at the average young woman.
Tweety, that's the females you hang around. No, that's right. I just
I don't really hang around with women.
Shots fired!
Okay,
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Wait. That ain't a shot.
I'm
That
just
ain't a
messing
shot.
with you, man.
I'm gonna take that and prove my point. Even if you are right about that, those women got that influence from somewhere.
They got it from you.
So yeah, go ahead and take that jab at them. But that kind of proved my point. You know what I'm saying? That proved my point. So they got it from somewhere.
No, Tweety. The point I was trying to say is you need to upgrade your life and stop.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to say, Tweety. I ain't want to say it.
First of all, I don't care what you're saying. I hang with everybody. So you can talk about the ratchets I kick with. You don't know about the other ones I kick with. I hang with everybody. Mr. I'm so uppity to kick with a ratchet. I can upgrade my life and still kicking with a ratchet.
Hey, I just want to.
Yeah, I ain't better than nobody.
I just want to
I ain't hanging with no ratchet woman, Tweety.
Hey,
well, unless they my family member.
I can kick it with whoever. It don't matter to me. I can kick it with whoever.
This statement you made was 100% correct. I just want to let you know that.
I
know it. I
can kick it with no ratchet.
No, they ain't what I'm talking
I know
about.
you too good to kick it with the ratchets. I know you too good to kick it with the ratchets.
I'm just married.
Well, that's a whole different aspect.
Yeah, well, that's why I can't hang out with no ratchet women.
Not you shouldn't be kicking with her if you're talking about it like that.
It takes too much energy to hang out in the hood, Tweety.
It take too much.
Yeah, man, it takes too much energy. This is hard to hang out in the hood.
Man,
I'm serious. I swear on everything. It takes too much energy to hang out in the hood.
You ain't never hung out with too many hood chicks, bro. So how would you know?
Hey, speaking of
say,
uppity, hey,
You probably never hung out with no hood chick.
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you. Like just hung out and kicked it with her.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Did I stutter?
You talking about as an adult?
That too.
he said that
So,
too.
Wait,
Ooh.
wait. You said I ain't never know no hood girls my
I
whole
didn't say
life.
you didn't know none. I didn't
Hey.
say nothing about knowing. I know you know plenty of people in the hood. You grew up in the
LJ.
hood.
You ain't
Yeah,
never-
hung
I
out.
said
You
kick
sound like you
it
trying to
with.
say you
Yeah,
went
Tweety,
outside.
if I had a hood, if I had a girlfriend, that probably,
Well, see, that's
You
different.
trying to say
I
you
don't.
wasn't
I don't
outside.
kick
That's what you're trying to
with
say.
hood chick that wasn't my girlfriend.
Oh,
Like they,
yeah. Well, see, Tweety, you one of them men. You should hang out with the women that's friends. I ain't never really been that type of dude. And I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying,
but yeah.
I ain't never been that type of dude. I ain't gonna, I don't want to kick it with no female homegirl. I mean, that's just me. I'm not knocking you, but I'm just saying that's just how I
Hey,
look.
you can't knock me. I ain't tripping on that point. Like,
Yeah,
I'm cool.
yeah.
They
Nah, I
just
know.
kick certain people.
Speaking on some uppity
Nah,
stuff.
it take too much energy to hang out in the hood. It just really do.
Hey,
And I'm not talking about energy in terms of like you got to be excitable.
I
I'm
know.
not at a point in life where I'm ready to go at all times. I mean,
I
I
think-
am, but I ain't. Like, see, because my doctors tell me I'm supposed to not be like that. So I don't want to go in the hood because I feel like I got to be ready to stomp down at any second. And, and I don't feel like doing it. I'm tired. I'm not tired, literally, but I'm trying to turn down the PTSD thing. And the doctor said, hey, listen, you got to figure out how you could turn it down. You don't always have to be on thinking you about to have to kill everybody. And I don't want to be like that, man. I feel like when I go to the hood, I have to raise that odometer. I got, you know what I'm saying? I got to take it back. It was something else. It's a lot of energy.
I just want to say, speaking of uppity stuff, LJ, I do want to let you know, I called Capri Grill the other day. They do have a kids menu.
Oh, they do
Well,
got a
that's
kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
they do
there
got
we go. I don't know. I
You
mean,
said what?
then sometimes they don't order off the kids menu.
Have a grill up there because I don't know if that's a national thing or a regional thing or
Yeah, it's a national
Yeah,
thing.
it's
yeah,
national.
it's the
What we
chain.
talking about? What we talking about?
We were talking about why you was on your cell phone. We getting paid over there.
Nah, I missed what he said.
Yeah, I know you. Now he was saying Capitol Grill got a kids menu.
Oh, okay.
That's literally all he just said. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. It was nothing major. I was just
There was a
and I-
lot of other stuff about Hank. Tweety was talking about how he like to hang out with hood girls.
Okay,
do-
I got
hey.
this part. And I said,
Hey,
you ain't never had no hood girlfriend because all you dated was suburban girls.
That's not true, Greg.
Nah, that's not true. I can tell. I can vouch
Yeah,
on
Tweety
that.
can tell you that ain't true.
That's not true. But now all I was saying was like, he kind of solidified it. He said he don't really kick with females as friends, whether they ratchet or not.
Yeah.
I can kick with certain females as friends. Just certain females, like I'm like, yeah, I can't kick with you as a friend. If I'm, I don't want to go into details, but yeah, I can kick it with
yeah.
females
See,
as friends.
I ain't know Tweety was talking about on the homie tip, but yeah, I ain't hanging
But
out with no.
I can vouch that he ain't just date suburban women. I can vouch.
Tweety is the adult Latarian Milton. He likes to do hood rat things with his friends.
Yeah, Tweety is a little ratchet, bougie, classy. You be down there dropping the Tweety talking about body, all that.
Somebody don't listen to that rap show. Do know it though.
Who?
Don't do that.
Well,
Oh,
I hear rap music, man. I don't listen to. I listen. I told y'all I like Lil Baby.
Rap music.
I like Lil Baby. I mean,
Hey,
and if you
speaking of
even
rap
keep,
music, like
go ahead.
if I don't think I listen to a person's album like from start to finish, like one album of their career, if they came out after 2008, maybe 9.
You just being this, you just trying to age yourself for no reason. Be young.
No, I'm just being serious.
Yeah,
like,
you don't have to be old. I'm old. I mean,
I don't like.
I
their
guess
music.
I guess we all kind of. Well, me, Greg, and Tweety kind of old.
Like
You still got Similac behind you.
there's
And powdered milk.
Tweety only like 3 or 4 years older than me.
Oh, you Tweety? Nah, I thought.
Funny what?
Huh?
When you, where year were you born?
I'm about to be 31.
Ah, I'm like 20 way older than you.
31?
Yeah.
Said I'm
You like
3 years
36?
older than you.
Yeah, 20 way older than you.
Like when you bowed by 5, 6.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
you was like 35.
20 way older than you, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be 38 this year, bro.
Like,
Yeah, 20 way older than
They
you.
must have held you back a couple years or something. I knew we wasn't that
Yeah.
far different in
Nah,
grade.
he just shouting ugly.
Time, my fella. I graduated on time with honors, my boy. Don't do me like that now.
Yeah, Tweety just shouting ugly. That's all it is.
But anyway,
I had
no,
something
I
about my
don't like when you say the baby, right? There's a couple of songs I know, but if you
little baby.
oh, I don't know none of his songs.
How you
I
know
like
Duh
Lil-
Baby, but not Lil Baby?
I like Lil Baby. Lil Baby be jamming.
Lil Baby's the one that made that one song about he was saying, yeah, I know I rap about drugs and guns and
Yeah, the
beliefs.
Black
Stop
Power
doing it.
song, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Other than
Black
that, I
Power
don't know.
song.
Bigger
I don't
picture.
know
They
Black
call it?
Power, but he made the song about awareness, pretty much.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I know what it is. I didn't know they was calling it the Black Power song, but
I don't know
I
what they call it. I just was trying to help Malcolm describe it a little bit better. He didn't know what to say.
Bigger
But he,
picture.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
But
some
seriously,
agents said, man, stay young. I'm old school. I'm
Yeah.
old school.
Have you listened to Lil Baby album from start to finish, LJ?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying most people like
it
if you
wasn't on
like an
my
artist, you're gonna
opinion,
listen to
but
their album.
honestly, that's how I actually realized I actually might like Lil Baby because I was over my cousin's house and they listened to his album from start to finish. I was like, oh, okay, pretty
Yeah,
nice.
I like Lil Baby music. Now I can't listen
I
to
mean,
loud
like,
music. I don't want to hear all that
There's a
loud
couple
music.
songs I like I guess Rod Wave. He has a couple songs I like.
Is that the Rags to Riches dude?
Yep,
Yeah.
I went from rags to riches.
What's the kid from
We had to
Compton?
smash him.
What's the kid from Compton?
The who?
What?
Say what, Malcolm?
I said, what's the kid from
What you say,
Compton?
Malcolm?
Roddy
YG?
Hell no, fuck YG.
Rich.
Yeah, Roddy Ricch.
Oh, my bad. You said the kid from Compton.
YG, hey, man, YG, he already talking about Tuesday and Booty. Then all of a sudden he was a real life gangster.
You should have said really Kendrick Lamar. We talking about Compton.
No, Kendrick Lamar, he
Wait,
been out for a minute.
time out.
He been out for a
It's
minute.
different though. I can literally he's a lyricist in my opinion. I think
I ain't never heard a Kendrick Lamar album in my life.
Really?
Woo! Say that. That's what you might be
Bruh.
sleeping on. I like Kendrick Lamar album.
That
Oh,
good
and
kid,
let
man.
me explain why. Let me explain why. Now, Tweety just hit the nail on the head. You said he was a lyricist, right?
I want your
Right.
body.
I like gangster music. I won't even lie.
Okay.
I need candy paint, or we flipping and sipping, floating, floating.
you
We
don't-
flipping
you
and
don't
sipping, we
like-
toting, floating and toting. I like Texas music. I listen to some lyricism, but I don't need you to tell me the world is blue and give me this lazy colorful. Tell me about something I know or about. I done seen.
My bad,
are you
LJ. I need to go back because I know what you think when you say when I say
You gotta say
lyricists, you
Devin
think
the Dude.
about the commons and the like the people who really ain't focused on was just flousing. They just really focused on trying to preach a little bit. Trying to
Well, not necessarily preach, but I'm just saying, like, I like Slim Thug. I just want to
okay,
be
I feel you.
elbow.
I feel you.
I'm good. Nick, we bending on elbow. We got our legs. We got the trunk pop. We got screen. I'm happy. Woo! You know what I'm saying? I want to be. I'm still thinking want to be a baller jam. Bust a left, a right. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that. Give me a switch high freestyle, but Mike Jones said, "Who Mike John? If I got
more than likely, if let's say I listen to music, if I listen to music, just say 4 days out of the week in my car, chances are that that artist is gonna be Slim Thug, like old Boosie or Webby, some type of Switch House Screw, like one of their mixtapes or something, and Jeezy. More than likely, that's what you're gonna hear from this.
You don't listen to the radio then.
Oh, boy, I ain't listen to radio in about 10 years.
I don't listen to the radio either.
I ain't listen to radio in about 10 years.
I got satellite radio, so that's
They can give me satellite radio for 6 years for free, and I still won't use it.
I was driving I was driving my wife's car yesterday.
Because I get to pick what I want to hear.
I was driving my wife's car yesterday, and she'd be listening to like the regular radio. I mean, she got satellite radio, but she'd be listening to one of them channels on there. And I said, I don't know how you listen to this. I can't believe I can't listen to it no more because when we was younger, the only way you really heard new music was you had to listen to the radio.
Yeah. And another reason why I can't listen to the radio, Greg, because they don't cuss.
Cause what?
They don't cuss.
On satellite, they cuss, depending on what station.
Only on 44 and 45.
It's another one. They got Slade
44,
45, 40, and it's like 48 or something like that.
If you trying to say the music ain't authentic if you don't hear the cuss?
Yeah, I ain't trying to hear no music. Hey, that's why I can't watch certain movies on TV because I ain't got time to be hearing you skip pausing the words and I need to hear what they're saying.
Hey, no lie.
I like the clean music.
I like watching movies on USA because they don't skip it. They try to add another word to it.
Yeah, they try to add a word.
They'll
skip a whole scene.
Think about it. They really only play the clean versions on one station on the Heat because they played the cuss words on 47, on 45, 44, and 43. Like all the hip hop's only one.
Boy, you listen to Shade 45 at night on the weekend. Woo! You might need an STD test. You come out there. Hey man, or drug test.
If you listen to it in the afternoon with Rude Jude.
Oh yeah, that white dude crazy.
That
white dude crazy.
Yeah. I need to hear everything.
Still around?
Yeah, that white dude crazy, man. Him and that
or something like that. What was that talk show? Jenny, when he was on Jenny Jones. I say, boy,
Rude Jude crazy, man. He funny.
Wow.
Yeah, he crazy.
Still around, man. He been around for a long time.
Yeah, man. But he crazy, but he funny. Yeah, but you
fellas, I got a bearing, man. It's been real talking to y'all today, man.
Listen, y'all outro the show.
You said what?
Outro. You gotta say, hey, listen.
Here's the outro. Here's the outro. Everybody go listen to the Leprechaun album. Thank me later.
Everybody go.
How the hell you gonna try to make some money by promoting somebody else's album?
Like what the hell?
Listen, we gonna have auditions.
Hey, Lil Flip told y'all he only wrote down the first thing. He gonna freestyle the rest of the CD.
So,
that's a Texas thing. Before rappers made it cool to freestyle, that's what was happening in Texas. So I ain't never been excited. They say, Lil Wayne said, I don't remember that. I didn't write that down. I just rapped it. Okay, well, they've been telling me that they was freestyling that Swisher House for forever and a day on these all freestyles. So you ain't
I got flow. You know I got flow. If I ain't in it, girl, I'm
somebody outro. I don't have to outro. Listen, what's the name of the show again?
Better understanding, man. Better understanding.
Listen, it's a better understanding. I don't know if y'all got a better understanding, but I might have. I don't have no better understanding. But this is a better understanding. Make sure y'all check us out on YouTube. You can like this video, subscribe, comment in the comment section. But if you got something negative to say about me, don't comment. Because I don't like your mama. If you got something bad to say about me, I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I don't like your mama. Share this video.
Nobody said nothing he butthurt about it.
Yeah. Nah, we just going to tackle this from the start. I believe in offensive maneuvers. I'm going to fire the first shot in the war.
Right up.
And I'm going to bring it every day. I'm going to let hell unleash. Anyways.
You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, all where they play podcasts.
They messed up the thing because they didn't put my face on it. So it ain't as pretty as it could be if you had this beautiful, oh my God.
Who was that group that they had to put them white people at the beach on their album because they knew if it was them themselves they couldn't sell on the records?
Never heard of it.
It was some Motown artist. I want to say, yeah. That's why we didn't put your ugly mug on the cover because we knew
that was a movie. That was a movie. And once again, this is a better understanding. I am David Ruffin. These motherfuckers on the Temptation.
Hey man, I'm out, bro.
Oh, yeah.